Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to another Wild Rift video. And today I have a crazy Ezreal build and a crazy type of gameplay you can do with Ezreal. Because you know when you're against a full attack damage composition, everyone tells you go armor, go armor. And Ezreal actually has a special little build that you can pull off, just like the Nasus build. Remember my, I made a Nasus video like 1.5 years ago, where you would go for like a full armor build. I really recommend you to watch that one too, by the way, but basically it's the same for Ezreal. So the way this build works is you'll do a little bit less damage. Obviously, you'll do a little bit less damage than the normal build. However, this is such a toxic build because first of all your abilities are going to be slowing the enemies because you have an Iceborne Gauntlet. Well, not all abilities, sorry. Your first ability is going to be slowing the enemies. Every time an enemy is chasing you or you're chasing an enemy, you're going to be slowing them with the icy area all the time. It is crazy. Secondly, you have crazy ability haste with this build. This item gives you 30 ability haste, which is ridiculous, of course. Third of all, you are unkillable. You're gonna be absolutely unkillable. It's ridiculous how strong this build really makes you. You're gonna have like 300 armor or something. I don't know why, but it's crazy. This build is just crazy. You can make it even crazier, by the way. And by the way, let me just explain how it goes. First you go Mana Mune, then you go Iceborne Gauntlet. By the way, right after your Mana Mune, make sure you build the Sheen, and then you go for boots. You have to get Sheen as fast as you can. The ideal situation before the first dragon is if you have the Mana Mune plus Sheen. This way you're gonna be unbelievably powerful during the first dragon. So you finish the Iceborne Gauntlet, of course you get armor boots. And then here you get anti-heal. If you need anti-heal, just get the Executioner's Calling. The reason being is that Iceborne Gauntlet deals physical damage in an area. So if you hit your first ability on like an enemy and there's 2 enemies close to that enemy, you're gonna be applying anti-heal to all of them. So that's why, you know, if you need it, get the Executioner's Calling now. Then you go for the Blade of the Rune King. You can change this into a more tanky build, by the way, which is by going for Frozen Heart. However, you should only really go Frozen Heart, 3rd item or 4th item, if your team is doing a lot of damage. Like for example, if you have a Katarina that's doing a lot of damage, an Evelynn jungle that's doing crazy amounts of damage, a Darius top lane that's just carrying the game, then you can go for Frozen Heart and you'll be lit. Like, you'll still do damage, but you'll be absolutely unkillable. Because you need to remember, the Iceborne Gauntlet does bonus damage based on armor. So the more armor you have, the more damage it does and the bigger it gets. Of course, Blade of the Rune King does do more damage in general, but we're talking about tankiness here, right? Like, that's why Frozen Heart is such a good item to go for as your 3rd or 4th item. But you can't always do it. If you have to, if you have to solo carry the game, of course, that's not going to be able to work. Then you go for the Guardian Angel. If you haven't gotten the Frozen Heart, you go for Guardian Angel, and then you finish off the Mortal Reminder. Those are your 5 items. For the enchantment, Stasis is great, and honestly nothing else. Like, you can go QSS, but generally you just go Stasis. Here you go for Conqueror. You don't go for Kraken Slayer because Kraken Slayer skills with attack damage, with bonus attack damage and bonus ability power, which of course you barely have any of. That's why I go for Conqueror. This is just reliably gonna be scaling up your damage. It's gonna give you bonus attack damage. So yeah, when you go for the Armor Ezreal build, you go for Conqueror. When you go for the normal Ezreal build, you go for Kraken Slayer. Second one is gonna be Hunt of Vampirism just to heal you up. Third one is gonna be an Adaptive Carapace because when you're low HP, you're gonna get even more armor. So, you know, you're gonna be even tankier. And 4th rune is gonna be a Mana Flow Band for the mana. And then for your spells, you go for Exhaust and Flash. So that is it about the build. Let's now get into the gameplay. Alright, on to the gameplay. And this is gonna be crazy. This gameplay is gonna be so crazy because it's a really long game. I think this game was like 27 minutes long or something. It's pretty crazy. So let's take a look at what happens. By the way, I want to remind you guys, I am doing a skin giveaway this month. All you have to do to enter is put down a comment under the video, giving away 3 skins. Yes. Take my coffee. Alright, so I haven't made an Ezreal video for so long, and I know there is like a new Ezreal build now, Essence Reaver and whatnot, but I just couldn't ignore this game. Like, you know, I went into this game, like, just look at their comp, guys. Just look at their champions. How can you not go for the armor build against this comp? How can you not? The only, you know, non-physical damage these enemies have is true damage, coming from Fiora and from Shyvana, only in the late game. But like, all of the rest is pure attack damage. I mean, how crazy is that, guys? Please tell me, how crazy is that? So, armor is just such a valuable tool to go for in this game. You know, just get armor, that I just had to do it. Like, you know what's funny? I was working on the Essence Reaper Ezreal video, and Essence Reaper is a really strong item on Ezreal. And I'll probably make an Essence Reaper Ezreal video soon. I was lagging here, by the way, what the hell? But as I said, I just couldn't ignore. I just couldn't ignore it. I just couldn't ignore going for the armor build in this particular game. So Ezreal in the early game is a little bit annoying to play, to be fair. Like, you're heavily reliant on hitting your first ability. If you're able to poke the enemy consistently with your first ability, you know, you're gonna win lane. However, this is not always easy, because obviously enemies are gonna try to dodge it behind their minions. Like, look, that one was beautiful. I had my second ability and my first ability. Of course, gonna dodge her engage. But what I mean is, like, it's really hard to hit the enemies in the early game. And I know that. It's really hard, because they're gonna be hiding behind minions. They're gonna be juking you left and right. It's hard to hit them. However, as you can see, if you hit them, it's good. Oh, what a beautiful play by the Pyke, by the way. Oh my god. I have to be a bit careful though, because Jin's force shot. Jin's force shot! Ah, force shot! Okay. What the hell? Was I not thinking about his force shot here or what? Okay. This is when I realized this is gonna be a serious game. Because the fact that Jin hit that on me shows me that this is a good Jin player. And you know I love good Jin players. But you also know this is gonna be a good game. Because when an enemy kills you like that, you know they're a good player. Oh, and then I saw this as well, where both of the players fought the fight incredibly well, the Fizz and the Zed. I just knew this game was gonna be a banger. I just knew it. So yeah, what I was saying, some advice that I have when you play Ezreal in the early game, you know, besides the obvious, which is hitting your first ability more often, is try to time it with, like, the enemy going for your minions. If the enemy is going for your minions, it's going to be more easy for you to predict where they're going to be moving. So it's going to be much more easier for you to hit your first ability, to predict it. Also, in a fight, use your exhaust, and then basically when you exhaust the enemy, you can always hit your abilities on auto-aim mode. Because when they're exhausted, they're so slow that you'll literally always hit them with auto-aims. So for example, if I'm 1v1ing an Ezreal, if I'm 1v1ing a Jin, and it's like an open area, it's actually very good to literally just dash to him with your third ability. So dash to him, and use your exhaust, and then auto-aim your second ability and your first ability. You're either gonna force him to flash, or you're just straight up gonna win the fight. This is like a small little tip for me on how to catch out an enemy. You know, as an Ezreal, just dash to them and exhaust them. Only do this, of course, if you're, you know, if you're either ahead in the game or you're just gonna win the 1v1. Because of course, if you're doing this against a Vayne or something, she can still stun you into a wall and destroy you. Oh, that was sick. That was beautiful. I'm just going back here. No! No! Oh my god. Okay. Let's not go back there. Let's go back next to our turret in peace. I feel like that's a bit of a better idea. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the video, make sure you give it a like. It really supports the channel a lot, and it's a small effort. So if you want to do that, make sure you do it. By the way, you can see I got a Sheen here. This is, as I said, this is the ideal game. I have the ideal game here, where you get a Mana Mune and a Sheen before the first dragon. Like, Ezreal is one of the strongest ADCs, you know, after Draven or something, during the first dragons, only if you can get the Sheen. If you don't get the Sheen, Ezreal is very, very average. Like, very average. But with the Sheen, you are gonna be one of the strongest ADCs before the first dragon. Because look at that damage. 250 damage. Look! Look at that crazy damage. Like, you're doing that damage 5 minutes into the game already, which is crazy. It's really a lot. Let's see. Boom. I know he's gonna go back there. He went back and he killed. Wait, what? He went back and he got a kill as well. Oh, that's a Fiora. I mean, Fiora, buddy, you're not gonna win a 1 versus 4. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. Pyke got a quadra kill, by the way. Like, I don't know, I don't even know what this Fiora was thinking about, because like, why did the Fiora rotate so late? You know? Why did he rotate so late? There were 2 things he could have done. 2 things. First thing, rotate on time. You know, follow the Scion, be here for his team. The second thing is ignore his team and take the top lane turret. Which both are good calls, by the way. Both of these things are the right calls. But what he did was he did neither. He rotated, but he was too late, so he had to do a 1 versus 4, so he literally just suicided during his rotation. He didn't get a turret, and he didn't get a kill. He didn't do anything. He literally didn't do anything. Flash? Ah, he got me. He got me, this Jhin, man. It's crazy though, people actually got good at Jhin. Like, after this update, people actually got good at Jhin, which is so surprising. Like, it's so surprising to me. Because, you know, I am obviously a good Jhin player. I never play against good Jhin players up until this update. Like, always when I would be against a Jhin, it would just be an average Jhin player. Never, literally never would it be a good player. Maybe once in a blue moon, you know what I mean? I'm not kidding. Like, every Jhin player would just be okay. But now these Jhin players, you know, they're comboing with their grenades. They're throwing them on minions and then bouncing it on me and rooting me exactly at the same time. They're hitting their ultimates. They're doing flash combos with their passive. They're doing things. They're doing the things that I always used to do by myself. But now everyone is doing them. People got good at Jhin, which is sick. I love it. Like, I love seeing skilled Jhin players. Even in the enemy, by the way. Like, I don't mind losing against a good Jhin. It's art. Like, when you're playing against a Jhin or with a Jhin, it's absolute art seeing how the Jhin plays. Boom! Should get my Iceborne Gauntlet now, by the way. Nice. Yeah, the Fiora is quite questionable. I'm not sure what the Fiora is doing. You know what's annoying about Wild Rift matchmaking sometimes, and I don't want to sound like I'm crying about it or anything, but I just wanna tell you guys. There's like for example, this game. There's 4. Well, our team has 5 good players. But the enemy Fiora is obviously kind of inting. I don't know how, like, I don't remember how this game was going, but like, that player is gonna cost the enemy a lot. And like, what can they do about it? But like, you know what's even more annoying? Master lobbies. And I'm not insulting master players, but like, if you are a high skilled player, like, I'm not even the best player, I'm just high skilled. You know, I belong in a Grandmaster Challenger game. Those are the normal games for me. But like, when I get into a full master game, which happens a lot, by the way, so like, I will have 4 master teammates and the enemy will have 4 master players, and then the enemy will have, you know, 1 challenger player, 1 grandmaster player. It's gonna be like the battle of the carries. Like, these master players, they just want to play their game, you know, they have their own skill set, and then me and the enemy grandmaster or challenger, like, both of us are gonna be like 15-0, just praying that the master players follow our calls and play the game. But like, that's not how the game is supposed to go. It's supposed to be a team game. I have no idea why Wild Rift does this, because a friend of mine, Baron VG, he shows me his history. Every game he just gets SVP and MVP. Because he is a master player, but he plays like a grandmaster. He obviously belongs in higher elos. But every game he just gets in these master games, and he carries every game, but the game doesn't recognize that he belongs in higher elos. The game doesn't recognize that he belongs in higher elo games. He just keeps getting these master lobbies. Like, I even got him in a lobby. Like, I tried to snipe him for once, because well, he's my friend, it's fun. And we got this master lobby. Like, everyone was playing so bad. Our team and the enemy team. And it was just a ridiculous game. Like, such a low-skilled game. It was not satisfying. We both stopped playing right after 1 game. I'm just not sure why the Wild Rift matchmaking system works like that. Like, where are all the high elo players? Where are they? There are enough. Like, no way there is no one to make it like a 1v1, right? Like, there's no... Like, look, what is this Fiora doing? What is this Fiora doing? She just gave us another free kill. Like, the enemy team is doing a good job fighting off our team on the top side, but this Fiora is just inting. I don't know. And he doesn't mean it. He doesn't mean it. That's the thing. He doesn't mean it. Because he just doesn't know better. These are players that are either inexperienced or they just, you know, they just play like 1 game a day. They don't care. They just want to have fun. And for them, it's also not fun to be in these higher elo games because they just want to chill in, you know, in a normal game. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I feel like it's a bit problematic that the system works like that. I should not really be afraid of the Jhin here because I can just... Like, look. Oh, he would have hit me! He would have hit me, this guy! He's cracked! Look at this, look at this! Look at my armor! Oh my god! I didn't die, look! Look at how much armor I have! Ah, Fiora's gonna kill me. Yeah. What can I do against the Fiora? But you see that? Like, how do I survive a full-on Z ultimate like that? Of course, because of the Iceborne Gauntlet. That's the crazy part about this build. Here you can see I bought components for the Frozen Heart, but then I realized, like, wait a minute. None of the enemies really have attack speed. Fiora has her first ability, Shyvana has her burst combo, Jhin doesn't have attack speed, and then Zed doesn't have attack speed either. So I was like, wait, why the hell would I be building a Frozen Heart? So I didn't build a Frozen Heart, and went for a Bladed Rune King instead. Man, this coffee is good. Wow, I made such good coffee. Here I'm farming the jungle, and I use my ultimate while farming the jungle, because I can hit the Leona and the enemy wave. So like, I'll clear the jungle faster, and I'll bully the Leona and take the enemy wave a bit faster. And every time you hit your first ability, it reduces the cooldown of all of your abilities by 1.5 seconds. If you didn't know this, by the way, please pay attention to the ability cooldowns whenever I hit my first ability. Because whenever I hit my first ability, it reduces all cooldowns by 1.5 seconds. Which is incredibly important for getting back your ultimate and your other abilities. That's why like a really skilled Ezreal player is gonna be much better than like a normally skilled Ezreal player. If you can consistently hit your first ability like I'm doing right here, you'll be able to spam your abilities. But whenever you miss them, you're basically wasting 1.5 seconds. Exhaust, exhaust! Whoa, that was close. Oh, that was close. If I hadn't exhausted him, he would have just killed me. Wow. It's the battle of the ADCs. The enemy Jhin is doing such a good job playing this game. But I'm just too tanky for him. He can't kill me. Because of all my armor. He just can't kill me. It seems like I had a Kraken Slayer this game, by the way. And that was because I forgot to swap builds before the game started, I think. Yeah. I forgot to swap builds before the game started. But Conqueror is definitely better with the Iceborne Gauntlet build. Because look at it this way. If you have two different buffs, one of them is 10%. Let's say one of them is a 10% AD buff, and the other one is a 30 AD buff, a flat 30 AD buff. If you have 500 AD, obviously the 10% is better, because the 10% will give you 50. But if you have 200 AD, the 30 flat bonus is going to be better than the 10%, because 10% is only 20. See, look at it this way. This is Kraken Slayer, the percentage, because Kraken Slayer scales with how much AD you have. And then Conqueror is the flat one, because Conqueror gives you 2 to 6 for like 6 stacks. And it doesn't matter how much you have. If you have 10 AD, if you have 1000 AD, Conqueror gives you the same. So that's why Conqueror is better if you don't have a lot of AD already. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Clean. Clean combo. Just killed him in a clean way. Let's pop all our vision. Now that I have a Bladed Rune King, by the way, I can utilize my basic attacks a bit more instead of just poking the enemy. Again, trying to get the blue up here using my ultimate too. I should jump over the wall here and just bully them. I missed. Look, whenever you miss, you just get you just get punished for it. Oh, nice. Run, 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 run! To be fair, even if I exhausted him, he would have killed me. I didn't exhaust him because even if I did, he would have just killed me. Because he has Collector anyways. Oh, you're dead. Surely he's dead. Oh my god, damn. Oh, I think I remember the Z also being really good in this enemy. We should just stick together. Oh, and I remember this Fizz trolling. Oh, that's why this game was so hard. Oh, good god. I think this Fizz just... Was it this Fizz or was it a different Fizz? I don't know. But there's always like a reason why I keep games in my recordings. And I'm doing this new type of content where I keep my games in my recording list for like a week before I make a video. Because then, like, I truly have no idea. I don't even know whether we win this game. Like, I'm not even kidding. I don't know whether or not we win this game. Because I played this game like a week ago. So I'm doing this for a different purpose. Because, like, I'll be able to give absolute raw commentary. Oh, he flashed out of it. Because even I have no idea what's happening. It's me watching the game just like you guys are watching the game. I only remember a few things. Oh, I bought teleport here. To help my team, because it's third dragon. Oh my god. It's working. And we got the dragon. I actually think if I didn't teleport, we wouldn't have gotten the dragon. So I skipped my mortal reminder just to buy teleport to help my team here. Reason being, because this was the third dragon. I really wanted to make sure we got this dragon, because this will give us such a massive buff. Like, the third dragon is game-changing. You know, first dragon is fun, second dragon is fun, but third dragon is game-changing. It's basically like the old Elder Dragon. It's not as strong, but it can be as strong. It really depends on the game scenario. It's incredible. It gives you like, how much is it? A 12% AP and AD buff. 12%! And it gives you like 8% healing, 8% missing HP healing every 5 seconds. It gives you huge amount of armor magic resist. It gives you 28 ability haste if you have the blue dragon. Like, what else do you need? These are ridiculous stats that you're getting. Like, you'll be super ahead of the enemy when you have these stats. Unless the enemy has a very strong late game composition, they're never gonna win against you when you have 3 dragons. I'm a bit late to the fight, but to be fair, that's my team's fault. They shouldn't have fought. I was getting the red buff. Run. Kill him and run! I'm not running. Run! Oh my god, what a combo! I missed. If I hit, I would have survived. Look, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. Because look, I'm gonna go back into this. I'm gonna go back. Let me show you why it's so unbelievably important to hit your abilities. Let's look at this fight again. Because if I hit that, I would have had my third ability. Look, I'm gonna show you. So this is all nice, the flash combo. Okay, so look at the cooldown of my third ability. It's 6 seconds now, look. I missed, which means it's still at 3 seconds. If I would have hit, the cooldown would have been at 1 second. Now I would have already dashed away. Which would have given me a potential chance to survive. Because I could have instantly dashed away when he ulted me. But because I missed, I couldn't. You see what I mean? So like, being good at hitting your skill shots on Ezreal is such an important thing. Because it literally reduces the cooldown of all of your abilities. It's not just that you're doing more damage. It's you literally have more abilities if you hit your stuff. So, yeah. I think Riot is gonna change Ezreal in the future. They're probably gonna change this passive. Because they're making everything easier to play. So I'm pretty sure in like a year or so, this cooldown reduction thing is gonna be removed from Ezreal. And they're just gonna straight up make all of his cooldowns lower. I think they're gonna do that. There's no way Fizz wins this, right, against the Jhin. Like that shot? Yeah, he's gonna ult him? Fizz died again. What can I say? What are you doing, bro? Come on. Just wait for me! Just wait for me, guys! Oh, that's a good ult, by the way. No, I missed everyone. Never mind, that was not a good ultimate, guys. That was not a good ultimate. That was not a good ultimate. If I hit them all, this fight would have been much easier. But I missed everyone. You see, if you carefully pay attention to how I'm doing the fight, it's definitely not perfect. Like, I'm missing quite a lot of abilities. But what you can see, whenever I hit my stuff, exhaust. Like, look, I exhausted him, but the collector still killed me. But we were able to kill him. But you can clearly see I have a lot to improve on Ezreal. I actually used to be much better at Ezreal. And I really recommend you to watch my older Ezreal videos, because back in the days, I don't know how or why, but I used to be cracked on Ezreal. Like right here, I'm okay on Ezreal, but I really just want to showcase you the build. But back in the days, I used to be really good on Ezreal. So like I really, if you haven't already, I really recommend you to watch like the year-old Ezreal videos, 1.5-year-old Ezreal videos, because I also had a lot of different types of advices back in those days. Those videos were a bit more advanced than what I'm doing now with this Ezreal video. Actually, I think I understand why. Because back in the days, we didn't have a lot of champions in Wild Rift. There were like 20 champions. Now we have over 100 champions. Which means my average skill per champion has gone down. Which is true. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Which is true. Like, for example, back in the days, I used to be way better at Fiora, Camille, everything than I am right now. Because there are so many more champions for me to make videos on. You know, we have Zeri, we have so many new champions. So like I have to master a lot more. Which means like basically I'm becoming a jack of all trades. You know what I mean? Is that what it's called? A jack of all trades, but a master of none? Which is a saying, and if English is your main language, you already know what it means. But if you don't know what it means, it's basically a jack of all trades and a master of none. Means you're like okay at everything, but you're not a master at anything. So like I feel like that's slowly what I'm becoming, which is not good. But like my solution to this, has been to like get some gameplays from pro players, so I wouldn't have to, you know, master these champions myself. Some of the champions I'm talking about. And those would be champions like Akali, for example, you know, these really hard champions that would take me a lot of time to master. I know how to play them, that's the thing, like I know macro and everything, but I'm talking about mastering them micro-wise, like fully fledged player doing all the combos perfectly. That's the thing. So, I hope you guys understand that. It's a bit harder to, you know, constantly master 100 champions rather than 22 champions when Wild Rift just came out. So, that's the thing. That's the thing with what I'm dealing with right now. And some people telling me, you're lazy, or he's lazy, he hires pro players. Yes, sometimes I hire pro players. And that's for the reason of maintaining good quality videos. At least that's my reasoning for it. Because like, it was so much easier for me to make videos that I was satisfied with back in the days. Because like, I just got good at these champions and then I made videos. And it was much easier. Because there were not a lot of champions. But now, like, as I told you guys, the Caitlyn video, the Swain video, each of those videos took me 50 games each to make. 50 games. You know how much time 50 games is? 50 games times 25 minutes, you know, if you count in queue and everything. That's like 20 hours, and I'm not even exaggerating. It took me 20 hours to make each one of those videos, which is fine because I loved doing it. It's not like it's like, oh no, it took me 20 hours. It's not about that. It's more like there are only 24 hours in a day. You know what I mean? So like, I can't spend this time on every champion to make a video. And that's why I'm also missing some champions. Like for example, Andres Set sent me a Rengar gameplay like a few weeks ago. But I got people asking me, but Hells, we want to see you play Rengar. But you guys don't even know how long it would take me to master Rengar. It's crazy. It's because he's a really hard champion, and I don't like playing him. So I don't want to force myself to do that. So I took the gameplay from a pro player that sent it to me. You know what I mean? I'm saying you guys have bad macro. I was not paying too much attention to the game. I think it's because like. The way we win this game is Sion split pushes bot lane and we take Baron. That's how we win this game, but no one was doing any of that. They were all just kind of wandering around, and there was some other reason as well, which I again, I was not paying too much attention to the game, so I don't remember why I said that. But they did have bad macro. They are not making the right decisions. We took so much damage before the fight had even started. Oh, look at that damage on the Zed, by the way. 500 damage on that first ability. And to make Ezreal easier for you, by the way, if you get very close to the enemies, you can just auto-aim your abilities. You can auto-aim your second ability, your first ability, you're gonna hit everything. So to make it a bit easier to hit your abilities and you know, to lower the cooldowns, just get close to the enemies if you can, because of course sometimes you can't, because they're gonna kill you. But if you can, get close to them and just kill them. Just auto-aim your abilities, I mean. We should be able to just end the game here, like... Yeah, we can end the game. Alright. Let's take a look at how much damage I did and everything like that. Let's take a look. But yes, I'm sharing a bit more of my thought process and why I do certain things in this video. I hope you guys understand those things. Sion got MVP, he got 32 assists. What the hell? How did he have 32 assists? Oof. I did 60k damage. I wanted to check how much I tanked. I tanked 25k damage? I don't know, but I did a lot of damage. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video.